You'll never believe
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
I see no reason to involve Ominous.
I'm glad you agree. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
Revelio.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I know what I heard. You knew I wouldn't agree with this. Going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
Poor Anne and Sebastian.
That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I can't lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean
Revelio. Lumos.
Let there be no misgivings here. I always knew you were
Revelio.
a thief. A thief who would steal from the
A rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right track.
I have no more words. Only my... You are no child of mine.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Hello, Zenobia. What?
I need someone to collect my gobstones that have been hidden in very high places all over the school.
Revelio. 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 Lumos. Confringo.
Can't see this being much good to a half-blood. What about you? What do you think?
Pardon me. Is everything all right?
We only had 2 bells to go. She just had to go and spoil things.
I'm afraid I don't follow. Who's...
Professor Black ordered Mr. Moon to take down the bells in the bell tower. Said they were giving him a headache. Those bells are a part of Hogwarts. I wasn't about to let that happen. So I asked my friend Adelaide to help me put them back. We've always been a duo of sorts, Adelaide and Evangeline. Addie and Evie. Anyway, it was going swimmingly until Black started asking questions. Then she wasn't comfortable with our rule breaking. Now I'm stuck. unable to tell which bell goes where.
Perhaps I could help put the bells back up.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful. The bells are in the bell tower, just above the music room.
I imagine the bells are just inside the bell tower. Revelio.
If Hogwarts survives the rain.
I'd better keep an eye on high places. There's the fountain. I'm getting closer.
In today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effect it had on the wizard milling industry. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
And now for a stroll to the bell tower entrance hall.
Revelio.
Along with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers had loomed.
This stairwell looks promising.
At least we're out of the classroom.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin-wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes. Back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby.
Revelio. Interesting. Not Grimbold Weft.
Sir Scagglethorpe the Heedless once challenged a mountain troll to a game of musical chairs. Care to guess who won?
Revelio.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Why didn't you tell us it was just his skull?
Well, of course he's just a skull. Everyone knows Grimbold Weft died of dragonpox in 1753. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in eternal but symbolic watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues of knights, I should clarify. Keen-eyed students will spot the statue of Sir Afpuddle of the Cheerful Countenance nestled among the ranks. His fame was not won by vanquishing foes in single combat, nor by slaying bloodthirsty dragons, but rather in training yards and sculleries, where his warm and approachable demeanor was celebrated by old friends and newcomers alike. I encourage everyone to make the wavings.
Where can I find that friendly knight you mentioned earlier?
Oh yes, Sir Afpuddle, or rather the statue of Sir Afpuddle. It can be found amongst the other statues of knights. It's easy to identify, as it's been enchanted to wave at those who take the time to seek it out.
Sir Afpuddle? Abandoning class to wander the halls is in keeping with Professor Binns's manner of teaching.
Revelio.
Hogwarts is impervious to the inexorable...
Where can I find that friendly knight you mentioned earlier?
Oh yes, Sir Afpuddle, or rather the statue. It can be found amongst the other statues of knights. It's easy to identify, as it's been enchanted to wave at those who take the time to seek it out. The Hogwarts founders could never have achieved such architectural majesty without the aid of powerful magic.
These bits of broom are all that... If you fail history of magic, you're doomed to repeat it. The class, that is.
Revelio.
As one would expect, Hogwarts contains...
Where can I find that friendly knight you mentioned earlier?
Oh yes, Sir Afpuddle. It can be found amongst the other statues. Our students often complain about the many staircases at Hogwarts, but they never bother me.
Revelio.
What I wouldn't give to be back on a broom right now.
Wagadu's history is, well, a bit different than that of Hogwarts, to say the least.
Where can I find that?
Oh yes.
Revelio. 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 Where can I find that friend?
Oh, yes. It can be found amongst the other statues of knights. It's easy to identify, as it...
Revelio. Revelio.
Leave it to Binns to make the most interesting school in the world seem dull.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Bombarda. Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Afpuddle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Afpuddle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his pup. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True. But imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise student, such as yourself, will learn from it. History.
Revelio.
It's getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the Catacomb.
Confringo! Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
She put a bow truckle under my bed, and I know it was her. She's looking for trouble, that one.
Try riding a hippogriff. You'll soon learn that Kagawa's techniques.
I don't know. You find one venomous tentacle on the pillow.
This looks like the portrait from the map. Now, where's the treasure? Revelio. Aha! There was a doorway hidden within the portrait. I wonder what came of Arthur's search. Revelio. Alohomora. Confringo. Revelio. Revelio. The bells must be upstairs. Alohomora. goes up there somehow. Wingardium Leviosa, perhaps. Wingardium Leviosa. One up, one to go. Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh, that wasn't too hard. Evangeline should be pleased about this, even if Black isn't. Revelio. I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. Revelio. The bells are back up, Evangeline.
Ah, you're a credit to the school. I can't wait to hear them. Future generations may not truly appreciate what you've done, but I do. You don't know how much this means for me and for Hogwarts.
Revelio. Hello, Mr. Moon.
Oh.
I actually have some moons for you.
I cannot thank you enough. If you could just find a few more, I'd be so very grateful.
Where should I look for more demiguise statues and moons?
All of my usual haunts, which incidentally have now become quite haunting. Here in the castle, in Hogsmeade, and believe it or not, in some of the surrounding hamlets. Oh, my tormentor is nothing if not thorough.
I'll keep an eye out for more demiguise.
You are to be commended for your...
Revelio.
Marvelous, simply marvelous. I've never seen the headmaster so regal. Actually, I have come to think of it. His way, really, isn't it?
Revelio.
No one has ever cared enough to do the task properly.
Scrope is most sorry.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
me.
Hello there. Was this...
Hello. I was wondering if you would be interested in having your own shop and a house elf to help you with it. It might surprise you to know that Penny can sell practically anything.
Oh, it would be wonderful to have a place to sell things and someone to help me.
You'll be able to give Penny almost anything that you want to sell. It will be... If you want the shop and Penny hopes that you do, you should talk to Penny's mistress as soon as you can.
Why is your mistress selling the shop? And you?
Penny cannot be certain as Mistress Mason so rarely... However, she repeatedly mentions how tired she has been. She has had rotten bad luck with the last few tenants.
Are you all right? Are you...
Penny's fine. Sometimes Penny simply needs to remind...
All right, I shall go and find Madam Mason.
Oh, this is splendid news indeed. You won't be... You can find Mistress Mason at her home on the north edge of the village.
Revelio.
Something's wrong, it is. I know it.
What do we have here? A demiguise. Revelio.
Aloha Mora. Mine now, de Revelio. Hello, Madam Mason? I understand you have a shop to sell.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes, I am. I've always wanted to own a shop.
How marvellous. I think you will find my terms quite generous. But, and do please forgive me for asking, don't you think you might be a tad young to own a shop?
I am quite capable of owning a shop, I can assure you. I should think you'd be happy to have a buyer.
Well, I reckon you have the confidence needed for such a venture. And of course you'll have Penny to help you. That elf could sell tea to a troll. I assume she told you she comes with the place.
She did indeed.
I like you. Tell you what, I shall sell you the space for an exceedingly fair price.
An exceedingly fair price for a shop and an elf. What's the catch?
Huh? You are wise to be wary in business dealings. No catch, really. I simply ask that you allow me to do you the favour of buying the shop back, at a discount, of course, should your efforts fail. The last thing we need here in Hogsmeade is for one bad apple to spoil the barrel, if you get my meaning.
Your faith in me is overwhelming. You're sorely mistaken if you think I'm going to fail.
There's that confidence again. And, of course, I wish you every success. Do we have a deal?
It does sound intriguing, but I need to consider my finances first.
Very well, but I won't be able to keep the shop available for too long. If you do want the shop, I'd advise you to return to me as soon as possible.
Madam Mason.
Yes? I have to say...
I am indeed.
And brave. You won't be sorry. Give me the money, and I shall get the paperwork filed immediately.
Wonderful. Shall I head directly to the shop?
Please do. Oh, one more thing. Since my husband died, I've not been able to bring myself to retrieve some of his personal items. They're in a chest at the back of the shop. Penny has the key. As you get organised, I would be terribly grateful if you could help an old widow and gather his things for me before you... I wish you the very best of luck in your...
Revelio. Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
I beg your pardon, but would you mind helping out?
Revelio. Well, I've done it, Penny. The shop is mine.
Oh, Penny is so pleased. Penny...
I'm glad you're here to help me.
Goodness, what a kind thing to say. There is much to do. The last tenant left in a bit of a rush, so...
Wonderful. I can only imagine what we might find in there.
It is most certainly nothing but you and... Between the two of us, we should have this place up and running in no time.
Repairer.
Penny can already... Nothing like a bit of hard work. Mistress Mason wanted Penny to be sure and give you this key. It opens a chest in the back room of this shop.
Oh, yes. She mentioned it to me. It contains some of her late husband's belongings.
Penny!
Are you holding your breath again?
Penny must get back to work now.
Revelio. Revelio. Confringo. Why would someone store one hat in here? Well, that's not very hospitable. Revelio.
Oh, goody! Someone to play with. You see, what fun this will be!
Revelio.
For me, at least.
Lumos. That's new. Onwards, I suppose. What in the... Who's there? Revelio. Revelio. Bombarda. Revelio. Lumos. Bats. Lovely. Revelio.
Revelio.
Seems as if I should hang something there.
Accio. Glacius. Leviosa.
These lanterns must belong somewhere.
Revelio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio.
Lumos. Perhaps the lanterns are meant to be hung on the hands.
Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Accio. Revelio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio.
Lumos.
Guardian Leviosa.
How enlightening! You might survive a bit longer than the
Revelio.
others.